Meditation Master Jinbodi's Dharma Teachings. Chanting for our children. You've chanted a lot these days. You might feel a bit tired of it, but has anyone felt increasingly happy? Yes. While concentrating on chanting, you feel a sensation of flowing. It feels comfortable but not thrilling, like a sudden release of pressure from your heart. This feeling of release is liberation or awakening. Anyone had that feeling? Yes. Good. Some of you have awakened. Please leave your autograph with me, since your consciousness could elevate at rocket speed after awakening, and it'll become hard to catch up with you. To ask for your autograph. Enlightenment comes between two thoughts. It starts with a thought, a decision. Precisely speaking, a wish. And there's a process for a wish to turn into reality. In self-cultivation terminology, this process is called bringing the formless to form. For example, Obama may have thought of becoming a leader when he was a child. He started with an idea. When he grew older, he broadened. His view of the world and had a deeper understanding of his potential. He absorbed knowledge and accumulated great energy. He was elected president. In today's society, if he hadn't thought early in life about becoming president, it's unlikely he would have achieved his goal. If he's over 50 now, then I guess he set a goal of becoming president when he was in his 30s. He must have set this goal when he was in his 30s. If he had been older, there wouldn't have been enough time to realize the goal. He worked hard to fulfill his objective. In the end, he made his wish come true. It takes time to turn a wish into reality. Preparations must be made before the final result shows. Goal plus action leads to success. Our parents' destinies influence our destinies. Then our destiny, but we self-cultivate in the now, in this moment, before it moves on. Time ticks forward forever. If we want to be happy and healthy in the now, we'd better aim for the future, because the future becomes the now. Do you understand what I mean? Yes, we target the future. The time for the future is now. If you look at your watch, you'll see that it's ticking and never stops. The now is unstoppable. We self-cultivate and accumulate good karma so that we'll enjoy a better tomorrow, next year, countless next years. Here is another point of view. Buddhism believes in reincarnation. What we do now affects our life situations in the future. Maybe someday, after your human body dies. As to when your body dies, you don't know. Regardless of whether you're young or old, you don't know when you'll die and leave this human world. After exiting this world, there are three options waiting for you. The worst option is hell, where beings with a lot of bad karma go. The second is to be judged by a god, then reincarnate quickly as a human or an animal, or another life form on Earth. The third option doesn't involve reincarnating quickly. When a person destined for the latter dies, as I saw in a film, a man in this film was very kind and did many good deeds. When he was dying, a white light was cast over him. His soul rose to heaven. If a dying person sees such light, beautiful, propitious light, it usually means their soul goes up. Is heaven divided into many countries? We need to investigate. Buddhism believes in paradise. Western religions believe in heaven. Maybe they're the same place, just bearing different names. Life there is free of worry and goes on forever. In the context of the universe, Buddhism says the highest level of enlightenment for human beings is to leave the 6 cyclic realms. What are the 6 cyclic realms? The Milky Way galaxy. So we want to leave the binding forces of the Milky Way. Souls with bad karma live within the 6 cyclic realms in the Milky Way galaxy. If your karma is cleared, or if you have very light karma, your consciousness will flow out of the 6 cyclic realms. This is what is meant by the 6 cyclic realms in the context of galaxies and the universe. The context is human, planet Earth, and the Milky Way. If we don't live in the solar system, our lives will go on forever. I'll explain this in detail when we have more time. It's true and simple to understand. There are 24 hours in a day here. Assume the Earth, for example, is 100 kilometers away from the Sun. If I move Earth to a spot that's 10,000 kilometers away from the Sun, then when Earth rotates once and receives the Sun's rays for a day, human lifespan would be several million years long. There would be a totally different scale of time and space. Life on Earth would be extremely long. Astronauts have taken the seeds of different plants, such as onion, eggplant, wheat, rice, etc., up into space. And the seeds flew around up there for a while. After being returned to Earth, they were planted. What happened then? The yield was larger than usual. Those regular seeds yielded enormous crops after being taken into space. This was a simple experiment. The seeds were taken into space and flown around in a spaceship for 2 days, and then grew into larger plants. Have you ever noticed that you grew taller after air travel? No? Have you forgotten? Have you noticed your feet are larger after air travel? Yes? Especially women, after flying. Their feet are often swollen. As for me, my tongue gets bigger. By the time I get to customs, my big tongue doesn't help me talk at all. The effect of flight on me is obvious. In the universe, position in space is important. Now you understand why there's a belief about gaining eternal life in heaven. It's true. How can we fly out of the Milky Way? Buddhism says that a person without karma can do it. We want a better future in which we'll live a better life. As long as we live, we want to be healthy, happy, and wealthy. Poverty doesn't bring health and happiness. Do you know of anyone who is healthy but has no money? Is there anyone like this? You could try an experiment for a month. If you usually spend $1,000 a month, try to spend only $100. See how you feel afterward. You likely won't be as healthy as before. Poverty brings lots of problems. Some people comment thoughtlessly, like in a film I watched, which depicted the Tibetan people as very poor, yet happy every day. I don't think that's true. The film only showed scenes of singing in which the people seemed happy. But how about after singing? Food shouldn't be obtained through robbery, and if the whole area is poor, there isn't any food to steal. Nobody has any food. I don't believe anyone would want to sing often when hungry. I'm talking about reality. Hope you'll face reality. Vanity is of no use. Don't say hypocritical things such as, "We're poor, but our spirits aren't poor." No use. When your belly is empty, even if you say you're not hungry, you feel hunger. Reality can't be fooled. To become a better person, to make a better future and another purpose, for our offspring. Your child is a life, born of a couple's love. This life is an extension of your life. This child born through you and your love is an extension of your life. Remember, your child is your future. Therefore, to better ourselves and our future, which includes our kids, let's learn the secret method that I have to offer. During my intensive years of practicing Dharma, when I received an inspiration, I felt that I'd discovered a secret treasure and shouldn't tell anyone. Therefore, when my pals or older meditators asked me how I mastered a method and why they couldn't get over certain difficulties, I knew the answers, but I didn't tell them. Because it's too difficult to master the method. It was like I had a golden key and only I knew how to use it. When I needed money, I could unlock a brick of gold. So I thought I shouldn't tell others about the key because I'd paid a huge price to master the method. Today, you only need to attend a class and learn from me. And you can learn a method that can change your fate. Isn't it easy for you to obtain such a treasure? Today I'm going to be a fool and teach you this secret method. It's not because I'm compassionate, but because I've talked too much. I feel we're connected, and when I look at you, I feel I owe you money. Yes, I owe you. So now I use this secret method to repay my debt. All my creditors should stop chasing after me. This method is so powerful that it'll change us completely. Given the social environment I was born into and the IQ I was born with, I wouldn't have the achievements I have today. At best, I'd have taken over my dad's job laying bricks at construction sites. That would have been the best job I could get. Yes, this was my original fate. If I've helped others to become healthier and happier, and if I've made my life stronger and greater, it's the result of my study and practice of this method to make your future more wonderful, to help your offspring enjoy life. Utilize this direct way. Chant for them. The best way to create a wonderful future and help our offspring. Live better lives. Is to chant for our children. Some people would agree. that it's a good idea to chant for our kids. They've done many things for their children, saving a lot of money for them, or having certain investments such as properties. Some parents try to earn more money to ensure their children have a good environment to study, or they support them in finding a better workplace. They help them all the way in their life. They do what they do out of love for their children. All parents love their children. It's great that parents care deeply about their kids. They act from the parental imperative. However, sometimes children don't perceive things in the same way. As I've observed, some parents are not well off, but having a child makes them feel pressure and responsibility. So they work harder to earn money in order to provide the best for their child. This includes the best schools, the best learning resources, so that when their kids become adults, they won't be left behind by society. However, how do the children feel? A lot of children from birth onward have been provided with the best stuff. They think money is plentiful and actually feel pressure to spend all of it. They pass their days figuring out how to spend it. If buying stuff is not enough, perhaps they'll gamble. Some children reject the economy car bought by their parents, saying, "No, I can't find a date." So the parents buy a more expensive car. After a couple of years, the child complains about its old style, although it's expensive. So the parents ask, "What kind of car do you want?" The child says that convertible coupes are in style, so the parents buy a red one. Soon after, the child complains, "Next year, the popular color will be yellow." He doesn't want to repaint, so his parents buy another new car. Looking beyond his demands, we see the child feels pressure to spend money. He wonders why there is still so much money left, even after he spends a lot. That sense of pressure motivates him to spend more. Therefore, the first generation accumulates wealth, and the second generation squanders it. This seems to be a typical tendency. How to prevent the next generation from becoming decadent? I have an idea. Since you've done everything you can think of to help your kids, invite a deity to help. Invite Guanyin Bodhisattva, as well as the medicine Buddha, to help you guide your children. Chant seriously and sincerely, and leave the children to them. Medicine Buddha said he would help all humans who've gone sideways return to the right path. He said this clearly in his vows. Your children may have gone to the wrong path, and if you don't intervene, they may continue on that path. Do not think that when they grow up, they'll naturally know better. There is no guarantee of that. I suggest you chant and pray for Buddha and Bodhisattva to guide your children. I hope you will chant sincerely for your future, for your life's extension, your children. Better to give them blessings than money. If they're blessed, all their needs will be taken care of when they are mature. When they are immature and you give them everything, they'll take it for granted and squander everything. Lots of such stories are on the internet. I read one story recently. A businessman in Taiwan had earned a lot of money. But in the 10 years after his death, his son spent all of it. In only 10 years, all the wealth was gone. Not only was the money gone, the son was jailed. It's not due to lack of money. It's all because he attended criminal activities. In prison, though he had no money, a gang still tried to kill him. Through great suffering, he came to realize that he had let his father down. So much wealth squandered. In the end, he had no shelter. and he had to fear for his safety. He was bullied and beaten by inmates inmates. After 7 or 8 years, he came to realize he wanted to be a man in the real sense. Forget about being rich again. He got rid of his bad habits. Life in prison helped with that. He got out and worked hard. He went into business and was good at it. Due to his motivation, he became a famous businessman in Taiwan. Everything he went through led him to a realization. But many people don't have the chance to awaken. They run on the wrong track. Without awakening, they sink to the bottom and never rise again. This businessman woke up. It is fortunate. So let's wish our children well. Some of you want to be enlightened like Buddha. I'd like to ask those who want to pursue self-cultivation until enlightenment to please raise your hand. Very nice. Good luck to you. May you reach your goal. Some students self-cultivate not for kids or any other purpose. They just hope Buddha's light shines on them, that their hearts resonate with Buddha's, such that whenever they think of Buddha and the Bodhisattvas, images of them appear immediately in mind. There is a state of mind in which Buddha appears whether one consciously thinks of him or not. It's a state of extreme compassion and wisdom, close to total enlightenment. As long as you work hard, you'll get there. Let's start chanting. But don't cry or shout. Just chant with a relaxed, sincere heart, with all the cells in your body. How many cells are in our bodies? 2? No, we have 2 eyes. Cells. There are countless cells. Billions of cells build our bodies. I always visualize all my cells chanting with me. I invented this chanting method. I visualize that every cell is a little me. This concept is found in the study of genetics. It's possible to clone a creature using cells. It's really easy. When we understand this, we know each cell is actually a little I. Do you get it? Now billions of cells of mine will chant with me and chant sincerely. In this way, one line of chanting becomes billions of lines. The effect is multiplied billions of times. If you find it difficult to think of each cell as a little you because there are too many, you may visualize that the whole universe is full of you. Each little dot in the universe is an I, and they all chant together with you. Imagine how huge the effect is. Let's start chanting. This is a shortcut to enlightenment. You're so lucky to have met me. Let's start.
Nam mô Quan世 世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无 观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨， 南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨， 南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨， 菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无 观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世